Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger. My friends, we're back with more Street Fighter 6 news and information. So just the other day, some of the players over in New York, and these are names you've probably heard of, Javits, Long Island Joe, Yipes, Arturo Sanchez, they got a visit from Capcom and got a playable build of Street Fighter 6. In fact, that's what you're looking at right now. And with having a proper look at the game, being able to just practice stuff in, a non-convention, non-tournament setting with, thousands of attendees, like all elbowing for room at the booth, right? We've learned quite a few things about the game. And, well, that's what we're going to go over in the video. So as for the main footage itself, if you want to see the entire stream, I will link that in the video description, as there's a lot of good gameplay there, a lot of good footage for Street Fighter 6. And that said, let's talk about some of the things that we have learned. So first off here, we have a Twitter thread from Javits, who just dumped a bunch of knowledge in the game. Also, the link to that Twitter thread will be in the video description as well. And I just want to cherry pick some of the things here that are especially interesting. So in their testing, one of the more interesting things I found from this tweet here is drive rush into overhead when you turn green, like go forward, right? Like you're seeing on the footage right there. So that is neutral or even advantage on block. If you are unaware, when you drive rush, it changes the frame data of whatever move you do next. It just basically makes everything more plus and creates combos in situations where there would never be combos before. Overheads, though, usually in Street Fighter are, well, kind of death. If you get called out, you're going to get bopped. And with that in mind, apparently overheads, at least with the cast we have given in the current demo of the game, overheads are also just safe on block regardless. So that's pretty different from how things usually work. And obviously everything's subject to change, and there could be a lot of characters in later builds where they have punishable overheads, but still quite interesting nevertheless. Drive rush into a surprise overhead would be a very big play in and of itself. And it looks like, if you hit, you would get a combo because it changes the frame data. And if you get blocked, you're neutral or potentially plus. That makes the drive rush very, very valuable, even more so than it already was. This one here was known, but in case you don't know it, punish counters are the be-all, end-all. When it comes to getting extra frame advantage, they have more frame advantage than the traditional counter hit. So you really, 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 in this game, don't want to mash DP or just get whiff punished, because spacing and whiff punishing is going to be one of the hallmarks of this game, so don't get punish countered. On a character-specific note, all of Ryu's Dragon Punches are actual proper anti-airs. So they have invincibility frame 1 against all jumping attacks, just like how things kind of used to be back in the day, although they were full invincible against everything. Now, to note, his jab, medium, heavy Dragon Punches are invincible against jumping attacks, yes, but they are not ground attack invincible against everything. For that, it would seem you have to burn some meter, but at the very least, you don't have to burn meter or always use a medium like in Street Fighter V when it comes to a jump. So feel free to Dragon Punch away. Now, this one seems fairly important here. So sweeps are hard knockdown across the board, and they all apparently have the same timing for the knockdown. The thing is, it's not particularly long. It's not like a Street Fighter V crush counter sweep, but still, they are all hard knockdowns across the board, meaning fairly valuable. Now, will there be differences in the sweeps again? Who knows? For the most part, barring a couple characters with a very specific spacing, Street Fighter V sweeps were like universally punishable on block, right? Compared to, say, Street Fighter 4, where it was like the Wild West in terms of frame data. Sometimes your sweep could be punishable, sometimes you're like Gouken, where his sweep was plus on block. But sweep, universal hard knockdown, even if it's not a particularly long one and you don't need a counter hit, you don't need that crush counter or whatever, that will definitely make the average sweep pretty useful. Now, going back to punish counters, talking about the danger of whiffing a throw and advising to take the throw. Keep in mind, punish counter works on every single punish in the game, that includes whiffing throws, so the old like Street Fighter V shimmy, bait the throw, all this stuff, counter it if you try to tech out, that's going to hurt way more than it ever did. In fact, I have an example clip for you. Here you see Jamie whiff a throw, and Ryu hits it with stand heavy kick, and it's a punish counter because, well, he punished a move. And stand heavy kick has a crumple state if it punish counters and only if it punish counters, which means you can go and combo into other stuff, leads to this combo, big fancy level 3 super, and this is well in advance of 50% damage. So when they say take the throw, this is exactly what they mean. if you try to attack a throw you think is coming, get baited, shimmied, and hit, that means punish counter, and that means potentially the biggest possible combo the enemy can throw in your face. So it's going to be very terrifying. So yeah, just maybe take the throw. Also on a scary note for punish counter. So if you whiff any button in the air and when you land on your landing frames, you are in a punish counter okay state. Sometimes we call this trip guard, where if you burn a button in the air, then you're in a trip guard state. So yeah, this means you also are in a world of trouble for just whiffing buttons in the air. So very interesting stuff for sure. And once again, there's a lot more there, a lot of Ryu specific stuff. So check the link in the video description if you want to check that out. And now also to talk about one of the more fascinating notes of the game, in that there seems to be no priority system from what everyone here has tested during their time with the game. So say Street Fighter V, right? Street Fighter V, if a medium and a light connect on the same frame, the medium always wins. The heavier button always wins. And that's a lot of how frame trap pressure works in Street Fighter V. In this game, though, if two attacks hit on the same frame, seemingly regardless of their strengths, they just both hit each other at the same time. So, for example, here, this is Jamie stand medium kick hitting Ryu standing light kick. So if this was Street Fighter V, Jamie would have won clean. End of story, right? No problem. Though this game, that's just not how that works. So at bare minimum, at least the potential of this idea means if you're doing stuff like frame traps, your frame traps have to be much tighter than they normally are. Otherwise, people just stick out a jab and trade with you and reset. And also, on the flip, you can be more wild because you can stick out a jab, trade, and reset. Depending on the character, depending on the move, all that kind of stuff, right? So needs to be explored a lot more for sure. A lot more than people just playing, an early build before launch. But very interesting and definitely a far departure from how Street Fighter V worked. Because the seconds, just plus a couple frames, if they're hitting a heavier button and you're trying your light to get out of it, they're always going to win because of the priority system and how it worked in SF5. So that's a bunch of mechanical stuff, I guess. Now, I just want to show you some cool things that we've now seen in Street Fighter V. So, well, let's get to it. How about some interesting Chun-Li combos? So this showcases not only the drive rush, but multiple stance cancels. So here we have a stand heavy punch, stance cancel into a light, drive rush forward, medium, back heavy punch, stance cancel, launcher from stance cancel, then air juggle into air legs. So there's a lot going on there for sure. Lots of things are basically all happening at once. So Chun-Li can cancel stand heavy punch, which is not normally a special cancel move, into her stance. She can combo from that. You can confirm into the drive rush. And when you hit with any given move and you want drive rush, it's just tap forward. You don't have to hit any buttons, FYI. From there, goes into a medium. The drive rush gives it more frame advantage, goes in the back heavy, then again stance cancel into a launcher and then juggle out from there. So there's some fancy stuff for sure. Now let's crank up the fanciness yet again, because we have another combo here that involved the level 2 super, and this also allows you to combo after the fact in the air and then go into a level 1 super. So that's 3 bars, but not a level 3. So once again here, we're going to have a normal into a stance cancel into a drive rush, and then attack, EX, and from this EX, which launches a little bit, we go into our level 2. Now, you can't do level 1 supers except from normals. You can do level 2 supers from EXs, and you can do a level 3 super from anything. So fancy stuff again. And even more Chun-Li fancy stuff. This is from Gamescom, actually, not the event in New York. But yeah, we can see lots of stuff going on yet again here. So using level 2, get the juggle from the level 2 here, and gets a kill. There's going to be a lot of damage. It might do more than just a raw level 3. Now let's rewind here. So what do we have here is a roundhouse into a stance cancel attack into EX Kikoken, which can link into stand jab, then go into EX legs, and then go to level 2. So it's very involved to be sure, but man, the damage potential is there, Some people were saying like this game doesn't have layered combos or combos are just like ABC. Nah, man. Chun-Li has proven there's quite a bit going on. Just lots of cool stuff. Drive rush enables a lot of interesting things. Like you can see here, this is kind of basic, I guess, but as long as you have the meter, you can confirm, drive rush, hit, confirm, drive rush, hit, and then like super out, right? If you got the meter, anything is possible, basically. It's just a really powerful mechanic, going back to what we talked about actually earlier in the video about how it changes frame data as well. So in this example here, Jamie, overhead does not combo into his jab in any way, shape, or form, but when done from a drive rush, it changes the frame data, and then all of a sudden it does become a natural combo, as you can see here. Boom, 2-hit, well, and more going on combo. So it's gonna allow for a lot of stuff. And finally, just because I've never seen footage of it before now, here's a chip kill. So when you're in the burnout state, you take chip damage, and there's no chip kill protection at all. So you definitely don't want to be in the burnout state because you will get chip killed. End of story. So yeah, just lots of positive stuff have come out from just the event in general and the knowledge we've gained. Just makes me more excited here, especially now that we're seeing combo potential being upped here. A lot of the mechanics seem quite interesting to me. Once again, check the video description for a link of everything that was discussed in the video. You can see it in full. But I'm just really waiting for more Street Fighter 6 and just want to get my hands on the game. Everything we've been seeing is so great. Just can't wait. So next big info dump of Street Fighter 6 will be TGS in the middle of September. We're guaranteed to get trailers, guaranteed to get a lot more info, so we'll see how that goes, I guess. But for now, well, that's it for this video. That's all the info I have for you today, my friends. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.